I'm making this video because this is more like an awareness kind of thing. It does have to do with disc golf. This can be any sport, but especially in disc golf, it's a very common thing that you run into or you are a diabetic disc golfer. And I've ran into someone trying to get some snacks because their blood sugar was dropping. Most people I play with don't even know that I'm diabetic, which it's up to you if you want your friends to know. Like if they're close friends, they're probably gonna know. But like a lot of the people that I've played with, they don't know. So if something went wrong, they wouldn't even know that I'm diabetic. Like if they needed to tell somebody, they're like, well, what has he got? Well, they don't know. That's a personal thing. If you want to tell people, you can. You don't have to. But it's important that if you're out on the course, you need to feel your best so you can play your best. And these tips are good, especially if you're by yourself, because a lot of the courses are really big, and if you need to get to your car quick or get out of the woods, usually you're deep in the woods, especially like if it's an emergency, you need a way to feel your best, especially when you're by yourself. I can't stress that enough. I've literally left a disc or two behind because I was like running to my car because I did not feel good, and I didn't have anybody with me, which is pretty scary sometimes, but it hasn't happened in a while. Just so you guys know, if you or one of your friends are diabetic, what happens to you when you have blood sugar levels dropping way too low. You become confused or disoriented, your mouth gets really dry, and you can go into a diabetic coma, which I've never done personally, but you don't want to do that, especially if you're by yourself. So I am a type 2 diabetic. I found out when I was 25. I'm 31 now. I've learned a lot about it. Didn't really have anyone in my family that was diabetic that knew what to tell me how to do, so I kind of just had to figure this stuff out on my own. I drink too many Cokes. Even if you're not diabetic, don't drink Cokes. They're not good for you. They're horrible. Or any sodas that have a ton of sugar in them. I wish somebody would have told me this. I've been one of those people to ignore other people that say, hey, if you drink too many Cokes, too much sugar, you're going to be diabetic. And I always thought that would never happen to me, but it did. And let me tell you, it's not fun. This is a list of things that have helped me out with high or low blood sugars to avoid any problems while you're out playing on the course. Like I said, this can be for any sport where you might run into a diabetic player or you might have a friend that is. Obviously, we all bring it with us. This isn't really aimed at diabetics, but you need water, and a lot of it. Drinking water keeps you hydrated, obviously, but it helps you regulate your blood sugar levels at the same time. I could go on all day while drinking water is important, but I'm not going to do that, diabetic or not, but you need to drink water. Number 2 is some kind of sugary snack on you. Nothing too sugary that's going to spike your blood sugar when you need it. Some snacks I love to eat when mine gets too low is Twizzlers. They only have 12 grams of sugar in them. I eat maybe 2, maybe 3 while I'm out there if I need a little boost. Another snack that I love to eat are the chewy granola bars, like the chocolate chip ones. It's even better if they are dark chocolate. Dark chocolate has a lot of health benefits, and I eat dark chocolate quite often. Milk chocolate really isn't good for you, whether you're diabetic or not. I don't know how many people have told you this, or if anybody told you this at all, but it's really not good for you. So if you don't want to rely on just water and snacks, you can pick some sugary drinks. I find it harder to control blood sugar levels with sugary drinks over, just like eating half of a granola bar or a couple Twizzlers. There's tons of other things that you could eat that doesn't have much sugar that will also kick it up. You don't want it to go up too high or too quick. This is also bad because it can cause problems like passing out. So really we're just kind of battling our blood sugar up and down all the time. And obviously it's important to take your medicine when, if you have it, when you, usually you do this before you go to bed or when you wake up. So really that shouldn't even be a problem. Next thing I want to speak on is what can you do before you go play around? Obviously you want to make sure you have everything like your snacks and your drinks for when it's dropping. Working out or doing any activities like disc golf or any other sport can drop your levels, but it's good for you. Obviously it's good to be active. Get your blood pumping, and you want to check your blood sugar before you play. I would suggest most diabetics will have like a little testing kit. Bring that with you. Usually they're really small. You can throw it in your bag, throw it in one of your pockets. I'm sure you have room for it. But it's good to know where your levels are at before you start playing. So when it does drop, you have a good idea of where it was when you started and where it could be in the moment. If you need to, just tell one of your friends that you need to stop for a minute and check it. There might be a backup at a hole. That's a perfect time to do it. It takes 2 minutes. For everyone that doesn't know, and if you see your friend checking their blood sugar and you don't know what numbers to look for, anywhere from 70 to 100, I would say 80 to 120. That's just what I've been told, but I'm not going to trust Google, whatever. But anything under 70, you need something to boost it, and anything over, I would say 115, 120, maybe eat a little bit of something that will bring it down. And that brings me to my next point. What can you do if it's too high? This one took me a long time to figure out because I would have high blood sugar and then try like, oh, would this work? Would that work? And here's a couple things that I do that works every single time. I know this might not be very easy to bring with you out on the course. If you want to get like a smaller can of peanut butter and like just bring some spoons with you, just a big chunk of peanut butter will do it. My favorite is the chunky peanut butter. I used to not just eat peanut butter off of a spoon. I used to just eat like peanut butter and jelly, but like after I figured this out, I was eating peanut butter out of the thing all the time. People at work would be like, this dude's always eating peanut butter. I actually got to where I just like it. So like, even if I really don't need it, I'll just eat a big chunk of peanut butter anyway, but that definitely does the trick. Another thing is pistachios. Pistachios work just as good, and they're really healthy for you. Can't go wrong with them. One that is even more effective is chili powder pistachios. And good thing you're going to have your water on you because they are super hot, but they work even better. In my opinion, I've made it to where it went down too low from it being a little too high, but they're very hot, but you'll get used to it if you think that those are more effective for you. I know most of these kind of don't help people with peanut allergies. I'm not getting that specific on this. I don't have peanut allergies specifically, so this is what I like to do. Just like not overdoing it with the sugary drinks or the sugary snacks, don't overdo it when you're trying to go down, because for the same reason, you don't want to go down too much. I feel like getting it down is harder than bringing it up, but either way, you shouldn't overdo either one, in my opinion. The last thing that I can think of is what can you do after a round. This is something I like doing, especially during the summer when it's really hot. You're gross and sweaty from playing disc golf. Take a super cold shower, as cold as you can make it, honestly. It helps your body increase blood flow to your vital organs. And if you don't know, when you're diabetic, your blood sugar is too high or too low, it attacks your vital organs. So when people die from diabetes, it's usually from kidney failure. You can get glaucoma if it stays too high. goes too low, you have diabetic blindness. Some people go into diabetic coma and never come out, and they ended up dying from it. Yeah, taking a cold shower after a round, even if you were feeling great the whole time, anybody can do this. I know people don't like cold showers, but like, even if it's just for like a whole minute, make it super cold. This increases your blood flow, like I said, and especially it's good for diabetics because it'll help get blood into your vital organs if that's been a problem. High cholesterol will also make you have blood clots. That's why some people have to get limbs amputated because they were diabetic. It's because a blood clot happened somewhere, and if they can't get it to go away with medicines, I mean, amputation is like the very last thing. I mean, this is like some intense stuff, but it can happen. Just like I thought I couldn't get diabetes, I did, and now I got to worry about other things. But when you understand how to manage it and what to do for other people, it helps you feel a lot better about it. If you guys want me to make a part 2 to this, I definitely can. Any questions you might have on this topic, leave them in the comment. I'll take your questions and do a Q&A, and we can just use this video's comment section to ask any questions. It don't have to be just about this topic. Then I can do a Q&A maybe about a week, and so you guys can ask whatever you want. This is one thing, especially in disc golf, that people don't talk about. Feel like a lot of the content creators don't think about things like this, and probably just a lot of other people don't think about this kind of stuff. But I do, especially after running into a guy, Jonesboro Open last year, and he was kind of freaking out, and he didn't tell anybody he's diabetic. He was just like, I need something sugary, I need something sweet, I need it right now because like I'm about to pass out. And I knew exactly what this dude was going through. I felt like that before, and you can't, especially during a tournament, you can't just, I mean, if it's an emergency, screw the tournament, you know, do what you need to do. But then that made me think, like, I really want to like spread awareness, because no one in his group knew. I don't think anyone in my group knew besides me. And luckily someone in my group did have something, but then we kind of started talking about it, and I was like, yeah, he's diabetic. That's why he was doing that. And I've never done that personally, but I'm usually good about throwing snacks in my bag. So if you ever see me on camera chewing something, trying to talk, then you know why. And I want other people to watch this, even if you're not diabetic. Maybe you have a friend that you play disc golf with. If you see it happening to somebody else that you don't personally know, then you can probably guess that they are. So you can't just look at anybody and be able to tell. So especially if someone's having an emergency, I'm not saying everyone has to carry all this stuff on them, but it's good, you know, even if you're not diabetic, to keep something on you that gets your energy up, because I know, especially if you're playing all day, you know, your energy can just go just like that. And that's it for this one. If you guys want me to make a part 2, like I said, leave your questions and comments in the bottom, and I will do like a Q&A, or we can make a part 2 to this, kind of diving in more into specifically this type of thing. Subscribe to the channel, like and share with your friends, especially the diabetic ones. If you know of any, it could help them out big time. They might already know this stuff, but I haven't really had any sort of direction when it comes to this type of thing with diabetes. So share it with your friends. Like and subscribe, and go watch some of my other videos. I have a bunch of other videos. This one's kind of different this time. It's kind of a serious thing, but I'm trying to spread awareness, and eventually I want to start donating to a charity. I might have some charity events specifically for diabetics. Maybe not specifically in the disc golf scene, but just anywhere, you know, you never know who's going to need the help. So I would love to and have like a community back that up. And I think that'd be really cool and show people that the disc golf community does support, you know, many causes. Played a charity round not too long ago that was for abused children. I love that. We got to do more of that. Everything is organized in my playlist, so you don't have to go searching through a whole bunch of videos. You can watch what you want to watch. Get on over there, watch some more videos, and I will catch you in the next one.